intro, welcome back to AOR Season 10 on PC Split 1. And yeah, after this disappointing race in Malaysia, we are back on track here in China, 1 week later, and yeah. China really one of the best tracks for me in the calendar, so I hope for a good result now, going into the quali lap. And we practiced quite something special for this. Wycombs and me tried to use the slipstream on the long back straight, as you can see on the minimap at the bottom left. So there's a long straight with a 3 next to it, and there we try to make a slipstream for us to get better lap times. So that's a tactical twitch we thought might help us to improve in quali, because that's our weakness at the moment. We are pretty down in quali, like in Australia and in Malaysia. We only got just into the top 5, sometimes even not that. So as you can see, we are closing down on him, and now he doesn't give us dirty air, and we are waiting for the long straight, and actually that's a really good lap time from up until here. So we are about to drive a 33.1, which would put us up into second place, I think. And now look at this, already at 322, and now in the ref limiter. So maximum speed for us, braking really late, hitting the apex nicely. I had a little mistake in the lap before, so there's more time to find. Now a nice last corner using the DRS once again, and that puts us up into first place, 32.9. That's my personal best time around this track, and that's what makes the difference. Our slipstream tactic brought us quite an advantage, and now I have to do the same for him, so I'm waiting for him now. He can have my slipstream, and he's just like me in the ref limiter. I used all of my curves as well, so I don't need to drive out of his way too quick, so he can have really much slipstream. And let's see in which position Wycombs can get at the top left. And nice from him as well. P3, double D with a really impressive time, under 33 without slipstream. And that's the final result of qualifying. So our first pole, I think this is in AOR. Just in front of double D. 28 thousandths of a second. Then 3/10 behind me is my teammate. So he had a quite good lap, not the best for him, but really good. Then P4 is Hamish, P5 Marco, P6 Coolcat, 7th is Posses, Fistler in 8th, 9th is Nicky, and the 10th place belongs to Lucas Schumacher. He's the first one who's more than a second behind me. And Magnussen starting in 11th, and Honey Badger actually drove a time quicker than mine, but he disconnected unfortunately. And now driving on the soft and medium tires, so all of us are trying to start on soft. The only guy who is starting on the medium tire is Magnussen, and I was really happy about the pole. So I was quite happy for that. Now our strategy: lap 3, lap 11 and lap 19, and for the race I go down with my front wing because I need that top speed. And as you can see, my gear ratio right there was maximum for the last gear, so I need less front wing than in quali to have a better top speed to defend from any attacks from Double D and all the other guys. So now we are waiting for the 5 red lights, the first time from pole position this season at least. I don't know if I got a pole before, and the lights are out and away we go, and already defending on Double D. And look at him, he's falling back. He has again his pad glitch. His pad simply stops to make something, so he can't accelerate or brake or turn. So yeah, basically he has to give up, and there he goes out of the session. So I'm in front of my teammate, already almost a second in front, so that's really good for me. Fizzler right behind Wycombe, so Marco actually in last place because of that incident with Double D, and Hamish yeah, quite a way back as well. So yeah, this is looking really good for me to gain some points back for the championship. And now yeah, again 9/10, so that's pretty good. I mean, I know my teammate isn't doing anything stupid, so even if he comes closer, I know he's driving smart. Now, I saved quite some curse for the last straight, because I thought I had to defend myself here, but luckily, yeah, no one is so close behind me that he can attack me. Now, that's the first lap. Pretty good. My teammate did a mistake in the hairpin, so Fizzler is in second now, and yeah, I even got a bigger lead. Already 2 seconds, so yeah, that's really good for me. As you can see, Cool Cat in fourth. Yeah, quite a big gap to Wycombes as well, so for the first lap this is looking really good for me and my teammate. And Fizzler, I don't think he has the pace of me and Wycombes. And yeah, my teammate is reporting me what's happening, yeah, or what he can see is happening behind him. So yeah, we are just trying to drive cleanly, not like the last corner in the first lap, which was quite an extent, and hit every apex. And yeah, drive without mistakes, concentrate on the track, something we didn't do in Malaysia. And yeah, it's working quite fine. Another 2/10s on Fizzler in the middle sector, and I again saved my curse. And this was my tactic. Right when I got into 5th gear, I used my whole bottle of curse on this straight, because yeah, this was the quickest tactic overall, and as well using the rich mix, and this worked for every lap. So if I drive yeah, only rich on this straight, this is enough to drive it through the whole race, so I don't need to save any fuel, despite on being in the pits. So there you can gain fuel for free, so yeah, why don't take it. And another 2/10s on Fizzler, so it's working quite nicely. Yeah, the quickest lap as well. And there's one guy in the pits, that's Hamish, so he's the first one to pit. He yeah, felt at the back of the field, so I think it was a smart move to go for the undercut, because yeah, the drivers around him are slower, and that's practically the smartest way to overtake them all. Another 10th on Fizzler, so we will stop in this lap, so nobody can undercut us. That's the main thing here. Not hitting quite the apex, but not a big mistake, because yeah, it didn't compromise my line through the double S left-hander. Yeah, double left-hander, not double S. And my tires actually look pretty good, so yeah. I could have pushed harder, but it's okay. So again here, as you can see, going into rich mix, and yeah, using my curse for the whole straight, and in this way I can get a top speed of 325, maybe around that. Yeah, 22 actually, but yeah, as the car loses weight, yeah, as the race proceeds, car will get quick on the straight. And oh, almost a mistake, almost in the gravel doing a Lewis Hamilton. And yeah, but it went alright. We are in the pits now, going onto the prime tire, so 3-time primes, 8 and 9 laps, and that to the finish. So yeah, now saving some fuel. We still have +1 laps of fuel in our back, so there shouldn't be any problem. And yeah, rejoining on the track, clear air, so we don't need to be afraid of overtaking slower cars on older tires. Quite a good way.
Klawutzke ist sehr schnell unterwegs.
And now, at the end of lap 4, we can see there are many cars in the pits, despite of Magnussen, who's started on the prime tires. So, yeah, up into P2 again, and the car behind me is net P2 actually, because Magnussen still has to pit and then falls back quite a way behind us. So, Whistler in net second place, we in net first place. So it's looking really good for us. Yeah, actually, we might be able to win this race.
Ja. Aber ne langsame, sehr langsam.
Because Marco is too far behind, and did Double D unfortunately had this glitch with his pad. And yeah, a big lead to Whistler. And now catching up to Magnussen, only 2 seconds from now on, so 7.5 seconds lead to Whistler. My teammate fell back, I think, 2 positions, so he's in P5. Magnussen now with his old prime tires, and we with our yeah, pretty new prime tires. 3 laps newer than him and his tires, and yeah, another 4 tenths in the first sector. Whistler actually yeah, made 2 tenths good on me, but he has fresher tires, so yeah, that's not a big issue as long as I don't lose so much time. Actually, in the last sector, all the time I gained like 3 or 4 tenths of a second, so I don't even mind if he gains in the first or second sector, if it's not more than half a second. And now in the DRS window of Magnussen, actually the best place to catch up to him, because now this should be an easy overtake in the next 1 or 2 DRS zones. Actually, because we have such a high top speed, we can overtake him at the end of the straight. And now, yeah, a little mistake staying in second gear, but yeah, it just hinders a better acceleration, so yeah, only losing maybe, yeah, 2 tenths or something like that. So now we are in first place, and Whistler actually did a mistake, so Coolcat is in third, and Wycomb's actually now in third, so they have quite a nice battle. So actually they are in net P2 and net P3. Magnussen should be, I don't know, around P10, P11. No, P11 out of 10 drivers would be stupid, so he should be P9 or P10, as there's one car quite far behind. And yeah, a pit stop is about 18, 19, 20 seconds, around that. It's, yeah, like on every track, despite on, yeah, Australia, Canada, and yeah, some other tracks. So normally it's about 20 seconds, and yeah, jumping into lap 11, my teammate gained quite some time on me, so about 1 second over 4 laps. So yeah, maybe because he has fresher tires, but I was pretty sure I was as quick as him. And Marco already up to P3, so he's quite quick at the moment. But now for a second pit stop, driving into the pits, now we need to be a little bit more cautious, and yeah, that looked way better. Good line into the pits. I actually practiced this a couple of times, so yeah. Stupid mistake at the first stop when I got into the gravel. Now a quick look onto the other guys. So Lucas is the first with 2 stops. Now I am the second, as well as Marco, who went into the pits with me as well. And there's another car. So now in P5 rejoining, but actually it is still net P1, because all the guys in front of me still have to pit. And now it's important to drive quick, because Marco isn't too far behind, and he seems to be a little bit quicker than me. And I think Nicky did a mistake there, because yeah, I was 6 seconds behind him, and now it's just maybe 2 or 2.5 seconds. Don't know what he did there. Maybe he half spun or something like that. So 6 seconds on Marco only, and yeah, 16 laps to drive. So if he catches me by like 4/10 of a second per lap, he could be a threat, and he could be the one, yeah, beating me on this track. 6.5 seconds now. So yeah, he might spoil the party for me. Now the same tactic as I did with Magnussen, and yeah, pretty easy overtake as well on Nicky, who's on older tires. So yeah, braking fine for this corner, using first gear again, so not doing that mistake again, and still plus 1 lap of fuel. So yeah, all is working fine. Just don't do a mistake at this point of the race. And now, yeah, we are in net P1 again. My teammate is in P4, I think. So yeah, quite nice from him as well. Maybe he can get Cool Cat for P3. And now it are just 4 seconds to Marco. And we are on the way to pit one last time. So nothing happened actually. Yeah, because I was in front and I tried to be as consistent as possible, yeah, to stay in front and not lose a position to Marco. Now again driving into the pits, and even better this time, not even a lock-up. And Marco behind me goes into the pits as well. And I think my teammate decides to go... No, Posses and my teammate decide to go into the pits, because Wycombs was about 9 seconds behind me, and that's enough to double pit in 1 lap. So, and actually Posses and my teammate hold Marco up in the pits, so that's the advantage of the Marussia pit slot right at the back, so no one who is behind you actually can spoil you, or yeah, make your pit stop longer, because yeah, they have to go into their pit first, and if you're the car in front and the car behind you is more than half a second behind you entering the pits, they won't be able to overtake you. So actually I think the Marussia pit box is the best of the whole grid, and the worst are right in the middle, so like Toro Rosso, Sauber, Mercedes, that are quite bad pit slots. So yeah, Ferrari has the disadvantage that if there are cars behind you, like 4 seconds behind you, they will hold you up, yeah, this 9/10, because you need 3 seconds for a pit stop, and then they go into the pits and yeah, want to drive to their slots, which are behind the slot from the Ferrari pit crew, and then you need to wait until they are past you. So I think the Marussia pit box is the best of the field, and yeah, Marco actually behind Nicky now, so he definitely lost 1 or more seconds to me through because of that, because of Wycombs and Posses holding him up. And this was quite a nice outlap. Yeah, not doing any major mistakes. Yeah, as China is one of my strongest tracks on the calendar. I think, yeah, I got my first, no, my second win on this track. My first in F1 game, the EPC, in the second season. So I got one before in Abu Dhabi. So I would say Abu Dhabi, yeah. China, maybe yeah, Belgium and maybe Spain as well are my strongest tracks on the calendar. Now driving our quickest lap of the race, as you can see, Marco more than 5 seconds behind me, so I can now lose more than half a second per lap. And I still can use my tactics with using rich mix on the back straight. So actually we are purple right now. Marco, yeah, 2/10 quick in the middle sector, I think, so 5.5 seconds. I can lose like 6 or 7 tenths per lap now to him. So I'm quite happy with that. Now again, look at my top speed, 326 kilometers per hour. That are 4 kilometers quicker than in lap 2 or 3. So when I told you I got 322, so 4 kilometers per hour we gain because of a lighter car. And that's a purple lap, 1:35.192, not the quickest. I could drive in the test race. I did drive a 34.7 in the last stint, and Marco did a 34.9. So yeah, I was quite happy because if I don't do a major mistake, I know I can win this race pretty easy, I think. Not too easy because you always have to be quick to stay in front of Marco, but this looks good, as you can see. Now, yeah, in lap 27 of 28, going into the last lap, we still have quite a big lead over Marco, but I have to say he was quicker than me. Yeah, still driving pretty consistent, 36.8 with pretty bad tires is not too bad. 3.7 seconds, yeah, so I can lose basically 3 seconds to Marco now in in this lap and still win. Yeah, my teammate in P5, Coolcat P3, Posses P4, Marco P2. And yeah, this is quite good for the constructors because yeah, Double D will not get any points out of this race. And Marco gets less points than me, and my teammate yeah, gets some points as well, so we can make up some ground on Toro Rosso and Ferrari, of course. So that's looking pretty good. Now, yeah, basically 1, 2, 3, 4 corners until finish. Again, driving pretty consistent. Marco again, he was quick in especially in the second sector than me. Now, yeah, as you can see, again using rich mix, so this tactic yeah, worked for the whole race, and already driving some waves on the track, as I know this lead is I cannot bottle it. Now braking for the hairpin, staying in rich mix because yeah, I can use more fuel than yeah, because the car isn't out of optimal. And now the last corner, and we did it. We finally have a good race this season, not with bad luck or anything, and that's a win. Yeah, 2.1 seconds in front of Marco because yeah, my last sector was yeah, just for being happy and driving some waves, so that was because I lost 1 more second to Marco. So Marco P2, Coolcat P3, Posses P4, Wycombs P5, 35 points for Marusha. That's really good. Firstland 6th, yeah, really close until P5. Then Nikki 7th, Lucas 8th, Magnus 9th, and Hamish, who disconnected, gets 1 point. So only Magnussen driving a different strategy than the rest of the field. And as well, because of that, he drove the quickest lap of the race, 1:34.1 in lap 25 on the option tires. Yeah, I'm really happy with this result. Yeah, and Double D and Honey Badger disconnecting. Yeah, really unfortunate for them. Yeah, I was really happy because I really lost some confidence with the Malaysia race, and now I knew I was able to win races in AOR PC Split 1. Yeah, for the Drivers' Championship you can see up to P3 again, so that's really good. My teammate in P4, Honey Badger now in P5, Marco leading by 17 points already, and Hamish in P2. And yeah, Posses in 6th, Fizzland 7th, really close from P4 to P11 actually, so pretty good. The only guys without points are Titan of Racing, Elkrek and Kubica, and yeah, as well, maybe you can see it, Coolcat changed from the Lotus car to the Caterham car, so they changed their teams, yeah, from Lotus to Caterham. And yeah, so 24 points to the lead of the championship now. And for the constructors, we are up into P2 again, overtaking Toro Rosso, and I don't know if we were behind Red Bull. So Ferrari still leading in front of us, and then Toro Rosso just 1 point behind us. Red Bull in 4th, McLaren in 5th, Caterham in 6th, Williams in 7th, and Mercedes the only team without points. And yeah, that's it for this episode of AOR League Racing. I hope you enjoyed it. I really did, as you can think. And I hope we see us next time around Bahrain. So stay tuned, the video will be out quite soon.